This video will take us through beginning 3D SolidWorks part number 7. So this part has a number of features that we will use, both extrude and cut and fillet. So as we look at this part, we have to decide, well, what plane do we want to start in? Also notice that we will actually add a material to this part, so I'll go through how to add a material. So in this part, we can see a lot of the features in the front view. So we could have the option of drawing a rectangle and then cutting away this hole right here and then cutting away the block right here. Or we could look at the right side view and draw the L shape, then cut out this part, this half circle, cut the hole, and then add the fillet at the end. So we will start on the right side plane since we see the basic shape in the right side view. So in SolidWorks, we're going to use the right side plane to start our sketch. And the origin was not called out, so as long as we start our sketch from the origin, it doesn't matter which direction we go. So I'm going to start and draw a basic L shape using my line tool, making sure that all the lines are either vertical or horizontal. And I will start to dimension. This bottom line is 2 inches. 2.5, and 0.5. So now our sketch is fully defined, and we can extrude this shape. So we want to extrude 4 inches, like so. Again, this one doesn't matter if we go which direction we extrude. So now we have our basic L bracket shape. So we have a couple options. We can cut the half circle here, or we can cut the full circle here first. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm going to start here and we're going to draw the half circle on this surface. So we will select this surface to start our sketch, and then I will use the space bar to look at the top view, and I will draw a circle from the midpoint of this edge. It's important to draw it from the midpoint because if you look at the drawing, it is 2 inches from either end of the object. And if we draw it from the midpoint, we don't have to add the dimension of half of 4 inches. The diameter will be double the radius, so I'm going to make the diameter of this circle 2 inches. And now I can actually cut. I do not have to trim away this part of the circle because it's going to be cutting through air, and to save ourselves time, we can just cut the circle straight down. So I can go to Features, Extruded Cut. Now, good practice is to tell SolidWorks exactly how far you want to cut. So yes, this would do the job for us, but it would cut 4 inches down. If we were designing something else and we ended up having geometry down here, that cut would go through whatever we did. So I always like to choose the option of through all, which will take it through just the material in that direction. So now we have our half circle cut. So now we can use this surface, this vertical surface. Notice I can also start a sketch right here on my little flyout menu that comes up when I click on a surface, sketch. Again, I'll use spacebar and I will look at the front view and I can draw the circle. So I can dimension this. It has a diameter of 1 inch. And it is 1 inch from the center to this edge here. And 2 inches from the edge. It's fully defined. I can cut, extruded cut. Again, I will go through all, so I'm only cutting through the object and not cutting a bunch of air over there. So lastly, I need to add a 0.5 fillet to this edge and the one across. Fillet. Enter my radius of 0.5. Full preview is on. And click OK. So now my part is complete geometrically. It is done. But I do need to add a material, and the material listed on the PDF is called aluminum 6061 alloy. And so this is different than adding an appearance or a color. A color, when you add an appearance, it's like you're painting the object. Whereas when you add a material, it gives it the physical properties of that material. So in our case, it's aluminum. So the density, the tensile strength, all of the mechanical and physical properties would be associated with this part. So if we were actually going to create this part out of aluminum, we would add that material. The way to add a material is in your design tree, right here, material, and notice it says not specified. So I can right click, and there is some default materials listed, but ours is not listed. It's 6061 alloy. So I'm going to go into my Edit Material Manager. And in this manager, there are a plethora of different types of materials. You have from steel, iron, aluminum alloys, which is what we'll use, all the way down to different types of woods, carbon fibers, plastics, etc. So any type of aluminum alloy would be found in this area. And so this is in numerical order, so we want to scroll down to 6061. Notice how many different types of aluminum there are. So 6061 alloy. I'm going to click Apply. Notice, and then close. Notice the color of our part did change to represent aluminum, and that aluminum 6061 alloy is listed as a material in our design tree. And now you're ready to submit on Schoology.